Next is to consider the proposed increase to election inspector compensation, and that will be Clerk Brook.
Oh, is it next or is it?
Oh, did I, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Don't want
Sorry.
to forget you, John. You've been waiting
Consider the
here.
Fourth Amendment to Cloud Nine liquor license agreement, and that'll be Patty. Sorry about that. I did an assumptive close on that one, I think.
So just briefly, as it's been identified, in the staff report, the Maple Theater, represented by the Cloud Nine Theater Partners, is seeking amendment to their liquor license to go from their most recent 2019 floor plan, where it introduced additional seating, restaurant use, and other improvements from the exterior of the property, to now a 2022 floor plan where they intend to remove the most of the kitchen as it related to the former restaurant use. They intend to repurpose the space so as to be able to accommodate the remaining seating. I do have a correction. The proposed reconfiguration decreases the interior seating capacity for food service from 50 seats to 42 seats. And so what's depicted is the seating. It includes 36 seats at 9 four-tops, and then the 6 bar stools, which gives us our 42 seats. The plan is then depicted in this area, again, primarily focusing on that northerly elevation. The resulting space that is being added to the lobby lounge does have some lounge seating, but that's not part of the restaurant seating that we would count for any of our zoning ordinance requirements. The reason this has come back before you is because the plan, the previous amendments were very specific as to the floor plan and the seating and the operation. And now as the property owner has asked for a modification, we were compelled to have to bring this back to the Township Board and ask that you consider this new floor plan. Here the comments and the rationale for the reduction of that particular restaurant operation and their intentions going forward, and then seeking approval for the execution of the Fourth Amendment to the agreement. I just want to note that the Exhibit B that's found in your packet, because the applicant did receive some input from the fire marshal, there is a slight modification to the demolition, which there is a wall remaining just outside of the lobby that has to remain because of compliance with the fire codes. So this is what you're seeing before you would be the Exhibit B that would be part of the executed copy. And I think that is it. And in this plan, it shows the detail of the demolition. So what you're seeing hashed out as far as the islands, the counters, the walk-in refrigeration unit and so forth, all is being eliminated, and that is the freed up area that will accommodate a larger queuing area for the patrons of the theater. So with that, I will answer any questions that you may have, and I know the applicant is here tonight as well.
Do you want to come on up?
I don't know what you want me to say, but
Start with introducing yourself.
my name is John Goldstein. I'm a resident of the township as well as a business owner in the township. We've owned the theater since 2012 when we renovated it from just a 3-screen movie theater into what it was at the time, which was actually a coffee shop, the theater, and we had a bar, and it was wonderful and it was great, but financially it wasn't hitting kind of our marks, so we decided that we were going to expand. A lot of people asked for food, so we thought we'd get into the restaurant business. We tried that for a while and realized that we're popcorn salesmen and not restaurateurs. And so then we tried to make it into a restaurant that we could give to somebody to run. And we had a restaurateur that we actually built it for, who then COVID happened. So we were kind of stuck with a restaurant and a closed theater. And so we leased the space to Como's. I think they were in front of you at some point. And they did a pop-up restaurant there for a while. And they're experienced restaurateurs. And they, while they enjoyed the time there and they enjoyed being a pop-up, they just didn't think it was a good spot for a permanent restaurant. And we agreed. So then it came back to what do we do? We've had a difficult 2 years, as you can imagine, in our business, and mostly with this theater because the clientele is older and has been slower to return to the theater. But what we do know is that when our first floor plan was probably, I don't mean to expound, but it was probably the most magical that the Maple had ever been. It was really a wonderful place. People would come before and after a movie. They would stay. They would listen to music. They would go to the theater. Then with their friends, they wouldn't walk out the door. They would sit down, have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. And so we just think, and people would work there during the day and have coffee, and it was really a nice atmosphere. So what we're trying to do is kind of get back to that original plan that seemed to work very well for us. The wall situation, we hope that down the line that we would be able to, we need to put sprinklers into the building. It's an older building. The entire plaza has this problem. And just until we do that, we're going to have to keep that fire-rated wall. And we'll see how it works. But we're hoping that we could get this done quickly because our most important season starts in a few weeks. And we would like to announce to people that the Maple is kind of back to what it was and try to get our clientele back for the holiday Oscar movie season. And so really at this point, we're just eliminating that wall and moving it and keeping the kitchen. We'll still have food, but only food a 16-year-old kid can make really well. And hopefully
You should have been a comedian. You got some good lines.
Oh, thank you. I'll be here all night. And so, yeah, no, I mean, this has been a labor of love for my wife and I. We love this. We're in the theater business and we have multiple locations, and this one is our favorite because it's our neighborhood theater. This is what it reflects mostly on us. And so we really would like to give it, I mean, we could have closed this theater many times over the last 2 years, but I'm a glutton for punishment and can keep wanting to get it right. So this is the fourth and hopefully the last time we will ask you to amend our liquor license. And then hopefully we will be here for another 10 years in this floor plan.
I tell you, as somebody who
Patty will
goes
kill me
there-
if I come back again.
No, I'm just glad you didn't leave because that's a place that I've grown up in. I live about a half a mile or so away, and you did do an amazing job when you, I mean, didn't you have like a Pewabic tile fireplace?
Yeah, we had a really nice fire. We'd like to bring
You guys
back the
kinda went-
fireplace.
You've gone so
Gotta
many
talk to the
cool
fire
different
chief about that
directions.
one.
I like it. Yeah.
So no, yeah, we'd like to get back the fireplace, and we think that it will actually be a really good event space as well. When my daughter was at Bloomfield High here, she was on the tennis team, and at the end of the season, we had to find a place to have the banquet. And there's probably like 20 teams, and it was very difficult to find that. And I was like, oh, this space would be perfect for that. Just bring in like local high school teams and banquets and small parties, business events. And so we'd like to just get it back. Like right now, what I did was I tried to make a big kitchen. The idea was that the restaurant would be one of these kind of more commercial kitchens, and the food would all be sent out the door instead of people eating there. And it just didn't really materialize with all the Uber Eats and all of that, which was a lot more, I think, hype. And obviously during the pandemic, that worked really well. But now it's really died off and hyper competitive. So we'd like to just focus on our strengths and, get people back to enjoy the space for what I think the intent is, which is a nice local entertainment space with adult-oriented, not, like Maple art movies.
Yes, understood.
Different adult kind of
Right.
content. Anyway, so that's it. If you have any questions.
Yeah, no, not a question as
Keep on
much
going.
as.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say.
No, I mean, you really, First of all, appreciate that you didn't close the theater.
Thank you.
And it really is a gem for the entire community. It adds so much. It adds to the fabric of the community. There aren't too many businesses like yours that, going back to the opening and what you and your wife have done to it over the years. It's certainly appreciated by, by the community. I remember liquor. Well, it wasn't amended, your liquor license number 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a tough one.
That's right. It was. But it's not often that a business requests going back rather than asking for more, you're asking for less.
Yes.
And I think it certainly does add more to the original ambiance and feel, character of your business, and certainly very supportive.
Great.
Anybody else have anything to add? Brian?
How would you say, it's not only it really is a landmark, not just for Bloomfield, but I think for greater southeastern Michigan. And I commend you and your team for everything you've done in the past, and really being diligent in doing whatever you could to keep it open, and getting a new format, a new old format. Actually, we had my wife's, one of her significant birthdays there, and I think this kind of a format, and it was a great flow. And you did try to do some different things, and I commend you for doing that, but didn't work, and I commend you for recognizing that, and you do make good popcorn.
Thank you.
There's times we'll just come and buy your popcorn too,
Yeah.
even.
A lot of people
It's
do. You'd
good.
be surprised how many people just walk in, leave their car running, run in. I need a large to go home, which is great.
We've done it.
Um,
Anybody else have any comments? If not, I'd look for a motion.
So moved.
Support.
By Treasurer, sorry, okay. So moved by Trustee Shozak, moved by Treasurer Keeps. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank you
Those
all very
pass.
much.
Thank you for
Thanks,
everything
John.
you do.
Forward to it.
John, when are you going to start?
As soon as I can get a demo permit.
Okay.
Right.
Good luck. See you.
We're pretty close.
Yeah, you are.
And the fire already gave us all of their, which I think actually makes it easier, so, they're taking out the cooler, and all we gotta do is demo that one and then build another one, so. Hopefully for Ticket in Paradise, which is the George Clooney and Julia Roberts.
We'll be there.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Isn't the crowd actually singing, are they gonna be on, are you gonna have to show that?
That was in July, we already played it. Oh! It's on TV.
All right, so next.